So, even though I did recordings on my phone, I decided to do it on here instead. Um, so instead of that, I'll do it on here. So yeah. Um, so first of all, apparently I'm gonna show off is things that I want at Fantasy Island. Well, things that I bought or whatever, or one. So this I got from one of the shops. I got from one of the shops and such. So that's apparently where I got it from. Um, the other things is right yeah right, where is the other one? Nope, that's not him. Nope. Oh yeah. Yeah, so the one I won at the arcade today is this one. You might have seen him in videos already, but that's the one I actually won. I actually did win him. I won him on a crane machine in Fantasy Island and such. So yeah. Um, so there is a bunch of things I'm gonna show off also. First thing we're gonna start off is apparently I did get some coloring stuff. Well, apparently for everyone, so yeah. So apparently that's a Pokemon thing. I think it's a reference to Pokemon Go, in a way. So the next one we actually got a bunch actually, to do with Sonic. Yeah, so apparently we basically got a bunch. This one I actually did on my own. Apparently I did Scooge. It's not finished yet, but I will put touches to it. Maybe paint over his shoes or whatever to make him a bit more like Scooge. So the next one I actually did was a modern Sonic. I colored him in right there. Did a bit of teeth to him because he didn't really have the actual teeth marked properly, so I did that properly and such. Still has the Chaos Emeralds to color in though. I'll do that another time. Yeah, so the other one is Sonic EXE. Me and Carla apparently helped with it. I did the blood and whatever. She did a bit of colors, I did a bit of colors and whatever. So we actually did finish him off. So the only thing we have to do for him is mainly like the background. So that's that one. So the next thing we have is Classic Sonic.
No, I did that one myself.
So yeah, Carla did this one. Unfortunately, did the colors and everything. Yeah. So apparently Classic actually doesn't have the lines in his teeth. So the next one is Vampire Sonic. So basically, I did do the teeth of Vampire Sonic.
I did everything else.
And such, yeah. So apparently, Carla did do everything else and whatever to this. So yeah. So that is actually the ones that everyone would have to finish in the end. So put that back there. Put that back there. Yeah, so another thing is so apparently I did get a card or whatever for for the Fantasy Island arcade or whatever. My sister did the same. And such, because there probably at times for the arcade it's terrible for Fantasy Island.
It used to be use coins for the machines, but now you got to use a scan card.
Yeah, so for the arcade, well, apparently it's a bit funny actually. Fantasy Island rides do not open on a Monday and Tuesday. It's
Because not enough stuff.
pretty stupid. I know, because of less staff or whatever. But it's stupid because I think, it should have been like Flamingo Land where they have a switcheroo. Because with Flamingo Land and Alton Towers, they do switcheroos. I mean, they have somebody working at appropriate time, and then they have someone else, kind of like take shifts, as you will, as in they take breaks, and then go to their jobs a bit later or something like that, probably like the next day or something like that. So that's partly how it goes. They take shifts there. It's a shame that they don't do it in Fantasy Island. So when we were in the arcade, for example, sometime after dinner, it didn't take that long to shut the arcade. Because when it shut, it was 4 p.m. And I was thinking, seriously?
Yeah, they did it because of the rides and because there wasn't enough stuff.
Yeah, their excuse was the rides. Because the rides were not on long enough. That's the staff's fault. You know what I mean? They should be getting more staff. So, like, if the rides have an issue, for example, keep the arcade open longer. At least then people are able to do something instead of doing nothing, because when the ride's shut and the arcade closes and whatever, people have got nothing to do in Fantasy Island.
And in the arcade, you only got one. If you leave a staff in the arcade, you only got one staff walking around with his staff.
Yeah, another thing in the arcade, there's only one member of staff. One walking around. But what the difference is, with Flamingo Land, you have more than one walking around. You have a bunch of them walking around.
3 or 4. 5.
Yeah, they're always walking around because they hired more staff than Fantasy Island. So, since Fantasy Island's arcade is bigger than Flamingo Land, they need more staff because the machines would break, if there wasn't enough staff.
And the other half of the arcade, the other half was closed off, the other half.
Yeah, so one of the machines that I looked at, one of the horse ones apparently, one of them was broken. So they should have had someone to fix that. But they didn't. So, that is why they need more staff. So then one staff doesn't get pressured, you know what I mean? So then there's always somebody walking around to do something. Because it's hard to keep track of staff. Because, say for example, they're walking around and you can't find them because there's not that many. There's only
like
one.
2 staff.
There's only one staff in Fantasy Island Arcade. It's hard to find them because there's only one of them walking around.
I saw 2. The first one I saw a skinny one, then I saw a fat one.
So there's not that many walking around. There should be more of that. So that's the bad thing, really. Because a lot of stalls shut as well, and then you're thinking, well, that's stupid. And then they give out their excuse is, because it's winter. And I have to say, Flamingo Land does not do that. Because they still go, they still go with that cycle with the rides. Especially if it's winter, they keep going, especially through October. But if there's rain, apparently, they still do it, or whatever. They still keep on top of that ride. Because if it's broken because of the rain, they maintain it. They shut it down for a bit, and whatever. They work on it until they get it working again. And then they keep it going again. Even if it's raining, they keep it going. Which is what Fantasy Island should be doing. But, they're stupid. Really stupid. Now, let's take another advice, for example. Alton Towers. Now, what do Alton Towers do when it rains? Right? They keep it going. And if a ride breaks down, they fix it. And then get it back up. Back up. That's what Fantasy Island should do. Do it also in the rain. If it breaks down, shut it down. Know what I mean? All the other rides would be open, meaning they just shut that one ride down. Just a couple if they're apparently all having issues. Just so that people won't be bored. People will have something to do besides shopping. Because that's the only thing in Fantasy Island that apparently has people walking around. It's mainly the shops. Yeah. So, they have little stalls on, but they don't stay open for long. It's horrible because they should be open a bit longer so then people will be able to have, fun in the park. But no, they don't do that because they don't think about it. Yeah, so what do I rate Fantasy Island so far? For their lack of communication, their lack of resources, lack of fixing things. Okay, so I'm going to mention a ride that apparently did have issues, and it was called the Fly something, I can't remember, but it did break down, and they've been working on it for days. So if it was Flamingo and Alton Towers, they would have got it working just like that. Yeah, they would have worked on it fast. But them, no. That will be broken for a long time. Because that swing was up still. So, they are rubbish. That's right. So, do I recommend Fantasy Island? No. Reasons why? Wi-Fi is shite. Yeah. You basically either get stuck in a caravan or a chalet, which is pretty bad. You also get charged for parking, if you're in a parking spot. The only limit is 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours parking. That is pretty bad. Which we haven't done whatever because we're in the residence car park instead. So that's a bit different because, it's still with the chalet or whatever, so we park there, and such. Yeah. So, the arcade basically is not that bad for being big, and all. It actually does have a bit more than what Flamingoland has. So it would actually get a higher rating up there. The staff, though, not really. Even though some of the staff are nice, some of the staff are just, disrespectful. As in, some of the staff just don't care, to be honest. They just go the other way. Yeah, so what do I rate the park, for example? I definitely don't rate it a 10 because it's not perfect. I don't rate it a 9, I don't rate it a 8, I don't rate it a 7. I definitely don't rate it a 6. It's definitely not a 5 because it doesn't feel like an okay park. I don't give it a 4 because, again, it's not the best. So my rating would actually have to be a 3. Yeah, a 3 out of 10. Meaning it's not that great of a park. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things with it I just don't like, to be honest. This is why I'm not able to use my other phone for the internet. Yeah, it's bad. With Flamingoland, though, you have internet everywhere. You have different sorts of internet. You've got one at pubs and whatever. You've got one in your caravan, however. You've also got one, again, in different areas that you can use for the internet. So, yeah, there's a bunch to do over there and such. Alton Towers, same thing. You've got internet. But depending on where you are in the park, you're still able to use internet no matter what. So, again, Fantasy Island is crap. Now, do I think it's better than Lightwater Valley? Yes. But not as good as Flamingoland and Alton Towers. Reason is, there's not enough big rides, to be honest. there's not enough of it going around. There's only like smaller ones, smaller rides. So that's why Flamingo Land and Alton Towers beat that one. So that is why this is bad. Now, the thing is, would I actually come here again? No, I would not. I would definitely not come to Fantasy Island again, but everyone else would, except my Nana, because I do not want to go again, so she'd have to stay behind and look after me while my mom takes my place and somebody else goes with her to fill in the fourth people, whatever, like the four people in the thing and the holiday thing. So at least then it turns out a bit better and such. So yeah, so apparently I think eventually So the reasons why I've been absent from my Nemesis Stars channel is because, again, no Wi-Fi, so I'm using this one until I end up back home where I can actually go back and whatever, so, yeah. So for everyone that apparently is thinking about leaving that channel, thinking I'm actually absent from my channel forever. I'm not absent. I'm just on holiday. I'm just on holiday till the 9th of September. That means I'll be back the 9th of September, so I should be able to record something then. Probably, or maybe not, I might do it the next day because I come back that day and I probably feel absolutely tired. So, yeah, just bear with me, until I do come back from my holiday. So, yeah. I will try to do some short videos on here to do with, like Sonic characters and stuff like that. To try and make it as good as possible. The revenue though for YouTube, not as good as before. It is dying apparently, YouTube. The videos, I'm not getting as much likes and views as before, so I don't know. Again, I think that's why you most feel burnt out, or because of that whole YouTube thing with getting less people to watch the videos, especially with short videos. You make short videos, not that many people watch it. If you get what I mean. It's like that and such. Because YouTube as a platform is not doing so great. So yeah.